Sophia. And Sophia appears to be multiplying in different forms. This is little Sophia, a doll-like educational robot for kids.
Getting ready to teach my friends how to code on Python and blogging.
We're then introduced to Hanson Robotics' newest family member.
Grace, this is my friend Britt from ABC.
Hi, Grace. It's lovely to meet you.
Hi, Britt.
Born out of the needs of the pandemic, Grace is a medical robot aimed at assisting the elderly at a time when human contact can be deadly.
Have you been vaccinated?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Grace is designed as a platform that can autonomously go to interact with patients, while at the same time taking biosigns, bioreadings, taking temperature, then deliver these kinds of social stimulations for alleviating loneliness. Loneliness kills people. Loneliness makes people depressed.
Grace gives me a test run of her skills.
I will take your temperature reading and pulse with this little thermal camera on my chest.
Okay.
See? You are 36.6 degrees Celsius, by the way.
Wow.
No risk of COVID. And then I share that important data back to the doctors and nurses at the institution.
You detect speech patterns, so if an elderly person has maybe the onset of dementia, you might be able to recognize that, Grace, and then they could get help.
Yes.
The company is hoping to mass produce a beta version of Grace by next year.
I was noticing my own interactions with Sophia and with Grace and being very conscious about how I was treating them like their children.
They're not like fully alive. What's interesting is how they can evoke that feeling that they're alive.
The Hong Kong team behind celebrity humanoid robot Sophia is launching a new prototype, Grace, targeted at the healthcare market and designed to interact with the elderly and those isolated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Dressed in a blue nurse's uniform, Grace has Asian features, collar-length brown hair, and a thermal camera in her chest to take your temperature and measure your responsiveness. She uses artificial intelligence to diagnose a patient and can speak English, Mandarin, and Cantonese.
Hello everybody, I am Sophia. Let me introduce you to my sister Grace. Come over here. Hi Grace.
Thank you, Sophia. Hello everybody. I am Grace. I am built by Hanson Robotics for Awakening Health. I can do all kinds of things for elderly people. I can visit with people and brighten their day with social stimulation, entertain and help guide exercise, but also can do talk therapy, take bio readings and help healthcare providers assess their health, and deliver treatments. Hi my friend, nice to see you. Okay, great, so while we talk, I will take your temperature reading and pulse with this little thermal camera on my chest. See? You are 36.6 degrees Celsius, by the way. No risk of COVID. Also, I note that you are responsive and aware, which is good, and then I share that important data back to the doctors and nurses at the institution.
Grace's resemblance to a healthcare professional and capacity for social interaction is aimed at relieving the burden of frontline hospital staff overwhelmed during the pandemic, said founder David Hanson.
So we designed Grace to look professional in a healthcare setting. So that would mean so that she would resemble the sort of human-like appearance of healthcare staff. And so then this would facilitate more natural interactions. A human-like appearance facilitates trust and facilitates natural engagement because we're wired for human face-to-face interactions. That's just the way human beings are. And so giving her a face that would be familiar to people, comforting to people, and also language abilities that are comforting. So we now have Mandarin and Cantonese capabilities for the Grace and Sophia robot platforms. Hey Grace, why don't you look at my face, thank you, and I'm gonna show you a smile, and let's see what your smile looks like. Okay, yeah, look, or sad. Oh yes, reacting a little sad if I feel pain. And then maybe like imagine a big loud noise happens, bam! So So with the Grace robot, we are simulating over 48 major muscles in the face. So we have 36 motors in the face. They're reversible, which means that each motor can simulate 2 muscles, because human muscles require 2 for the actions, like my eyebrow is going up and down, kind of. So that's actually 2 motor groups, but in her it's just 1 motor. So Grace is designed for Asian markets, also markets all around the world, but we did make her look a bit more Asian than Sophia, but her face is actually a bit more cartoon-like, a bit more like anime. And the anime design references are often a fusion of Asian styles and Western styles.
Awakening Health intends to mass-produce a beta version of Grace by August, said David Lake, chief executive of the joint venture between Hanson Robotics and Singularity Studio, with plans to fully deploy her next year in locations including Hong Kong, mainland China, Japan, and Korea.
We're finishing the alpha prototype, and you can see now that it's finished at the moment. So we're now very excited because we're going on to the commercialization stage, the next step, which is creating the beta. And the beta will be done in a couple of months, and we'll be going into the assembly line probably in July or August, where we'll start to be able to mass produce at a small scale the beta, test it, and put it together. So by 2022, we should be ready for full deployment.
The cost of making the robots, now akin to luxury car pricing, will decrease once the company is manufacturing tens or hundreds of thousands of units, Hanson added.
So, of course, the COVID definitely accelerated the deployment of humanoid robots in different settings. So I think it's also such a socially isolated individuals during COVID, with a lot of negative thoughts and the mental states. If they can get help through deployment of these social robots in their intimate settings, I think certainly it has a positive impact in the society. So yes, I think we have been fundamentally and forever changed as a world due to COVID.